Hey guys, Vincent here, That Real Vinny Van channel. And I am that real Vinny Van guy. Just want to do a quick video because I'm getting a lot of questions on my van and the lift and the mileage and the tires. And so I'm just gonna put it all out there right now. How about that? So as far as the tires go, I've got the Falcon Wild Peak AT, and they are they're on the stock 17-inch or 16-inch rather, 16-inch wheels, and they are the what is it? 235 70R16. 235 70R16. That is what they are. And so basically, if I would have had to do it over again, I kept the stock wheels because I like the look of the black and just the flat black, you know. So I touched them up with some flat black, and we like the look. It's just raw and kind of overlander style. But if I'd had my way, I probably would have gone with the 15-inch because you get more tire. More tire gives you that look, that more Jeepy look. But that being said, these are pretty sweet. They're pretty nice. I like them, and I get compliments every single day on the tires. Not the lift. It's the lift, really. I would not be able to fit these tires without the lift. So, and when you want to really talk about the size of tires, if you have a smaller wheel, you get that more meaty look. And so when I kept my 17 or my 16s instead of going to a 17 or 18, a lot of people go with the 17s because that's what's stock on their vehicle. But for me, these were stock, so I kept these. It didn't cost me anything to upgrade bigger or smaller wheels. But if I'd had it to do over again, I would have gone to a 15-inch wheel, and that would have given me even more tire. When you look at some of these big four-wheel drives, those killer meaty tires, they have the smaller wheels on them, unless they've got no wheel wells and they can put whatever they want on. Like Down to Mob, that guy's got, his Jeep has tires as tall as my hood. You know, they're huge. I forget what they are, like 40 something. At any rate, gas mileage goes out the window right there. I used to get decent gas mileage on this, and I thought it might be just a little bit better than my V8 Silverado truck was, but not much because it's a V6, and you know, V6s aren't too much better than V8s. So when it comes to mileage, and when I put this lift kit and these bigger tires on here, I definitely saw the mileage go down. So be aware that if you do a lift kit and add bigger tires, you're not going to get the gas mileage. But for me, it wasn't about gas mileage, even though I did not know the gas prices were going to take such a huge jump up, and they did. But even in Texas, still we're at under $3, so $2.60 or something like that. I know some places are $5, which is ridiculous. Anyway, so the lift kit definitely. I took a hit with gas mileage, but as far as the look is concerned and the way it looks, I am so much more happy. Pictures don't do it justice. You got to see it in person with all my sticker bombs and just the way it looks, and the height of it. The clearance is, you know, over 13. I say 14, but it's you know, some of the lip underneath, it's not as good a clearance, but it's still over 13, and it's taller in the back. As you go forward, it's less, but it's at least a foot all the way to the front, and then up to 13 and a half, 14 in the back. So gas mileage, tinting, I put the blacked out windows, totally blacked out, and up front I went a little bit darker than legal. I figured I can get away with it, and I wanted that darker look. And at this point, no one's bothered me, which is cool. I mean, gonna pull over a minivan and say, your windows are too dark, man. Hope not. But so far so good. And I did do the I did the hood with the good old truck liner. You can see that. It's nice and bumpy, and the rocks just don't bounce like they used to, which is awesome. So gas mileage is definitely a thing, and if you care about that, then double think what you're doing with the lift and the tires. If it's about gas mileage, shoot. I was telling somebody in my comments, they were asking about the lift kit, and we'll get to the year thing, but what was I saying? I just had a total brain. Oh, I was telling them that, you know, I bought this thing to travel. I didn't buy it to bring kids to soccer practice. I bought it for traveling, for camping. So for me, the lift kit was absolutely 100% necessity. I want clearance, and clearance is king. You want to go places? I'm not planning on rock hopping. I'm not planning on getting my car up on the side or going up into bad weather, going up into snow. And even though you could, but even four-wheel drives have a problem with snow. Nobody just gets in and out that easy. So you got to ask yourself, what'd you buy your van for? What do you want to do with it? For me, traveling around, having that clearance, wanting to go down certain roads that maybe with the low minivan you wouldn't risk. Now I don't even have an issue. I had a two-wheel drive Silverado, and I went everywhere in that thing. I never had any issues getting stuck. I'd go over, you know, pretty good size gravel, and I never got stuck until I got into some ice. When you just go into that compacted snow and you sit there long enough, you might spin around and not go anywhere. But the four-wheel drives do the same thing. They have a little advantage to getting out. But I would say that for sure, think about what you're doing with the car. Think about why you're getting a minivan in the first place. If it is for soccer practice and all the sports for your kids, fantastic. It's a great vehicle for that. And it's also on the other side for fixing it up like this. It is good for travel, for camping, for overlanding. And you know, I've seen people with two-wheel drive VW vans going up, like living the van life. Chad, that dude would go right into stinking blizzards with just a shovel and his grip plates, the tracking plates for if you get stuck. And he'd just dig out some tires, stick his plates in there, he'd be out. You lower the air in your tires a little bit, you got better traction. So there's that. My advice and my opinion about getting a minivan with all-wheel drive, it's a hard no for me. I don't need four-wheel drive that bad to go with an all-wheel drive. It's not the same as four-wheel drive. All-wheel drive catches when certain parts are slipping. If a wheel is slipping and it senses it, it'll kick in the all-wheel drive, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get stuck. That doesn't mean you have an advantage over a two-wheel drive. In many situations, I don't think there's really any much difference. I think people like to think there's a big difference with the all-wheel drive minivan. And if you got an all-wheel drive because you want to lift it and you want to be able to say you have a four-wheel drive, well, it's not a four-wheel drive. It's an all-wheel drive, and that is different. And what you're doing when you buy an all-wheel drive in one of these minivans is you're adding something else to fix, because those things go out. Not only that, the units are heavy. Your gas mileage will suffer even worse. It's just a big unit on there that you don't need. And it's a front wheel drive already, so what do you need an all-wheel drive for? You can lower the air if you're going into some terrain that you feel like you're going to be in for a while and you need a little more grip. With these bigger tires, the all-terrains, and the lift and the clearance, you're probably going to be okay without an all-wheel drive, without something else to fix. It's a lot less money getting a two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive van. So I opted for two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. I don't need to have all-wheel drive. And don't let somebody fool you into thinking you're going to buy a minivan that's all-wheel drive and you're getting a four-wheel drive. You're not. You are not. You're getting an all-wheel drive. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. So you choose what fits your lifestyle and what fits your brain. because really it's just in the head, you know. For me, yes, I would love to have a four-wheel drive vehicle, like something that is a legit four-wheel drive, like a FJ Cruiser. Love to have one of those, fix one of those up. But as far as a Toyota minivan, no. Stay basic and you're good. If you find one that's you're in love with, it's all-wheel drive, cool. But for me, I wouldn't be looking for an all-wheel drive. I would be looking for a two-wheel, front-wheel drive minivan, because this is a means to an end. I want to go camping, van lifing on a budget, and you got all the room. You get the lift, you get the height, you get the tires, you got the grip, you got the front-wheel drive. You can lower the air in them if you're going to Moab or something. Trust me, I've seen, like I follow this girl, I forget her name, Ava Dubeck or something like that. She bought a big four-wheel drive, what is it, Discovery, or anyway, it's one of those expensive four-wheel drives, and she's looking at a hill going, I don't know if I could do it. And I'm like, I would do that in my minivan, you know. So not only having a four-wheel drive, there is an advantage to having a real four-wheel drive. Obviously, it's not huge. They won't stop you any differently. They will get you going a little differently if you're in a tough spot. But here's the deal, don't get in a tough spot. Don't think you're all-knowing four-wheel drive person gonna drive into any terrain and be okay, because you're not. If you have a two-wheel drive, you need to be careful where you go. That's it. Don't go running off into mountains and then crossing things that you shouldn't cross. Know your limits and stop and turn around and camp further in if you have to, so you don't go into something where you might get stuck. As soon as you see a sign of something that may not be good for your vehicle, don't do it. Even four-wheel drives have problems with that. People have a four-wheel drive and they think it's gonna get them out of anything, and they get stuck. And there's many, if not every four-wheel driver will probably tell you that they've had issues, they've gotten stuck, and they've had to get pulled out. So it's not the answer to everything. All in all, a four-wheel drive, a two-wheel drive, you gotta just be careful where you go. Know your limits, know your knowledge, and what you know about driving and using a four-wheel drive even. Because some people, they think, oh, four-wheel drive, let's just go anywhere, let's go. And then they get stuck. And they're like, what's going on? My four-wheel drive doesn't work. No, it works fine. It's just not a save-all situation because you have a four-wheel drive. So don't get fooled into buying a four-wheeler unless you absolutely know you need it, because you will be hitting rough terrain and you will be going in mud and over certain size rocks. Sure, four-wheel drive will be great. But for me, no need. Hey man, my mind and my brain, I know what I got. It's a Toyota Sienna with a lift kit. So I can handle more. I can get out there a little further than some people would dare to go in a minivan, because I have what they call clearance, and I love it. So I got room on the roof for lots of stuff. And what else did I want to say? Somebody was asking about the lift kits and whether they should put one on a 16 to an 18, 2018. And I said, I don't know. I think you ought to talk to Journeys Off-Road. They can tell you if they have a lift kit that fits your van and what you'll need to do. For me, I ended up changing the CV axles, like I said in yesterday's, to these cheapy $75 replacement ones. Don't do it. Buy the remanufactured ones from Toyota, real Toyota remanufactured ones, and also, or new ones. And the guys from Journey said that stops any wobbling. So I've talked to a couple people with the lifts on this year and a couple years like mine, and they said they experienced wobbling upon takeoff, just a slight wobble. But that's the CV joint struggling to get grip and get going. Once you're going, I'm 80, 90 on the freeway, no problem, no wobble, nothing. So it's perfect, and I can handle the little wobble, but I know what it is, so I want to fix it. Get the OE Toyota remans. Call your dealer, ask for a remanufactured, pay for it, get on the list. It's about 2 months wait. So if you got a minivan that's a newer one, as I said, any year, whatever it is, all the way up to brand new hybrids, just call Journey High. I'm not sponsored by them, Journey Off-Road, and ask the questions there. Their experts will tell you what they got for your year and whether it's all-wheel drive or full front-wheel drive. So that's that. You got the tires. For me, I would have gone with a 15 instead of a 16. I would have still bought the stock wheels. If they had these stock looking ones in the 15s, I would have done that. And then had that beefier look, more chunky tire. And I like the way it looks. I mean, considering I was driving a real mama soccer van before, now I'm not. Now the look of it is just so much cleaner and more overlander looking. Wait till I get the top all figured out. It'll look great. But you can do it all you want to do. This thing is empty and ready to do whatever I'm going to do on the inside. I may or may not build out fully. I'm not going to mess with much when it comes to tearing out the floor. I'm going to leave it in the shape that whoever buys it when I sell it, if I sell it, will be able to put the chairs back in if they want. But I thought about just taking out the one big seat here, because what that does is oh, what am I doing? Okay, hold on. Oi. So you can see how much room right here that would leave me if I took this one out. Think about taking this one out and leaving this, just in case ever I want to move something, pop up the chair and have another seat. I'm going to take that passenger seat hopefully and turn it around to the back. But if I took this out, then I can extend my bed up. I'll figure it out. I might not even have to take it out, so we'll see. Anyway, they're so easy to mess with. See that? Already done. But huge space. This is why we go with the sliding door minivans. Huge amount of room for camping out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I give you a little more advice on what to do with your car. If you want that beefy look, go with a smaller wheel and get the bigger tire. Definitely consult with your Journey Off-Road lift guy for the biggest tire allowed for whatever wheel on your vehicle. And talk to them. Don't be afraid to call. They're totally cool. The lift kits are around $750, $800, something like that. And definitely, if you're going to lift it, get the wheel spacers. If I didn't have the wheel spacers, this wouldn't be out here. It would be in here. I wanted the wheels out a little bit so it looked that beefier look. So you get the wheel spacers from Journeys too. And that's the full package. Pretty sweet, hey? Anyway, you guys are great. I did a nice little video. I thought it would be a lot shorter, but I guess Vinny likes to talk, even though it's not that good. I appreciate every single one of you guys. 81 subscribers to this point. And I got a video I shot doing my hood with the stuff. I made a mistake about the spray cans. Don't do that. Get the other brand. And anyway, I got to edit that, put that together and put that out. So I think that y'all will like it. If you like my stickers, give me a like, but on the thumbs up. Look at these. I used to be cool. That's funny. I got this one that says I love pooping in the woods. That's pretty cool. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching my videos. Subscribe and like and do all the good things with those buttons, and I will talk to you later. Have any questions? Hit me up.